Stovetop. Can we cook this? No time for a culinary clinic at the moment. That's a shame. That would be a good use of the fish. Then let's go to the workbench. Right, what can I install onto our resident automaton? Let's install the gilded cube. It's a puzzle box of some sort, Otto. But look, as I work to solve it, it plays a bit of music. A rondo of sorts I have not heard before. 2 cogs removed and gilded cube removed from inventory. Yes, it does sound novel. That's something I can get used to hearing within me. Lament configuration. Oh boy. Oh boy. I don't want to open the lament configuration there. If just in case you don't know, but I assume you know, it's relatively popular. The movie series Hellraiser, Pinhead gets summoned when you open the puzzle box. That puzzle box is called the lament configuration. And then come the hooks and chains that rip the skin from your body, rip you to pieces, and drag you to hell, where you get tortured for eternity. Let's not open that, I'd say. Alright, Otto, I've devised a mechanism that will allow you to solve this puzzle in your own time. Something important and enchanting lies within. Also, there is even a scene where a robot solves the puzzle in... what was it called? Not Alien. Hellraiser Bloodlines. That's the 4th one. That's partially set in space. A robot solves the puzzle box and just straight up explodes. So, I don't know if this is a good idea. Alright, Otto, I've devised a mechanism that will allow you to solve this puzzle in your own time. Something important. Okay, yeah, right. I'll be sure to keep that in mind. Step away from the workbench. That is worrying. Can we take a look at at Otto? Or can we control Otto or something like that? I don't think we can control Otto for now. This is just the workbench. Bookshelves, no. We cannot control Otto, I suppose. That's fine. Let's not open the lament configuration. That's an important lesson that everybody should learn. Okay, and now let's go to the bathhouse. Oh, we might be able to take a bath and gain like 10 hope as well. That would be nice. Unless our mechanical parts, make that not feasible. There's someone standing at the tunnel. Let's take a look. Think this path will take me to that canal bordering the slums. The canal might be polluted, but at least it's access to water. Only people who live there are those who can't afford to live anywhere else. At least it's access to water. +5 hope. Alright, let's go into the bathhouse. Alright. There we are. Load it in. Maybe the text would have been different. Let's take a look at the changing area, but I don't think we have anything else to wear. Towels and bathrobes disarrayed in cubbies. No need for this right now. Yeah, I assume this much. Let's take a bath maybe. And, get some hope. The proprietor keeps the water a mite below scalding, although all through the day, and provides a supply of rose petals, bath salts, and the like for the discerning customer. Just the thing I need. Now, where's that strigil? +10 hope, there we go. Alright, Otto, now help me in while I take my leg off. We can get you all cleaned up later. There we go. Okay. It's a shame. We cannot just pump up everything. Okay, there's Dante Siegler. Let's talk to him. How goes it, Teddy? Here for business or pleasure? You know us, Dante. It's always a bit of both. True enough, Otto. So tell me, Teddy, what's on your mind? Purchase a cog. Okay, so we can pay 3 shilling for a cog. So it's kind of reverse. Discuss your augmentations. Yeah, let's discuss that. Listen, can I have a word with you about my augmentations, dwarf to dwarf? Aye, what's troubling you? Is it Rost again? For tuppence, trivial sum, anything at all, I'd bust him one in the chops. Ugh, have to remember who my friends are. Hilarious, it's the leg again. I'm having a bugger of a time with it. Comfort or function? Both. That'll have to do for today, I suppose. Talk about the pain you experience. The seating in my hip socket has never fit quite right. The pain is unbearable sometimes. Let me take a gander at your harness. Seems you like to cinch it up to this notch here. Aye, that's where it's most comfortable. Well, the wee hole is all stretched in it. The strap has to be replaced. I'd suggest a wider band and a double notch for less wear. You have a good eye? I'll have to get that sometime. And mind you don't overdo it on the pain medicine. I've seen many a good dwarf fall down that hole. I know it, my friend, but it's good advice anyway. You all good then? That'll do for today, I suppose. There's something else I wish to discuss. Implants can be a double-edged sword. Mention the eviction notice. I recently received a rather unpleasant notice from your employer. I'm being evicted from the clock tower. You say the note came from Arsenal? Oh, what do you mean? Let's explain it. According to the tube message, the clock tower somehow came into Arsenal's hands and they mean to give me the boot for the betterment of their empire, it said, or something like that. Yeah, that last bit does sound like the communications department. Well, don't take it personally. They've acquired half the East End already, and it sounds like the notices have gone out for the rest. The company's spreading like a distillery fire. And just about as welcome. Can you do something about it? Damn, it'll be a right pain in the ass if we have to move. Can you do something about it? Real estate isn't my bailiwick area of expertise, okay? Honestly, it's not wise to meddle outside one's department at Arsenal. The boss's default position is that everyone's a spy until they prove otherwise. Can we borrow a wench? Wrench! Oh my god, no, no, that was a bad slip up. Wrench. Oh my lord. Okay, luckily nobody watches this series, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, wrench. Sure, I'll pick it up next time I'm by Arsenal. Come see me then. But what are you needed for? You hiring out as a steam mechanic now? Not at all. Just getting up to a bit of mischief. As much as I trust Dante, I can't afford to have him throw a spanner into my endeavors. Tell him you're here for the contact, discuss the augmentation some more. Oh, yeah, the uneven gait. Every time I adjust the gait to match my good leg, it all works fine for a day or two, until I jar it in some way. Nothing serious, mind. A quick stepping out of the path of a carriage is enough to set it awry. Embarrassing is what it is. Then I'm rolling down the street again like an old sea dog fresh off the boat. If you can't keep it calibrated properly, it may need to be rebuilt altogether. I consider a better alloy than plain steel too. Blast, that'll be expensive. Or I know a whaler setting out for a fortnight. It's a 4-year tour and you'll stink of blubber the whole time, but enough. Next time I'll find myself a bloody magpie to ask for advice. Always want to pull my leg, Dante. You all good then? There's something else I wish to discuss. I'm here for a... Oh yeah, let's ask about the mechanical arm. Sucker Jones's mechanical arm. Otto, show him the picture you took of Sucker's arm. Understood. What? The bloody thing is massive. Did you swipe it from one of the cargo loaders at the wharf? I'll tell him more about the arm then. Uh, Believe it or not, one of Molly's stockhounds was using that gadget to shake down old ladies and reach things from high shelves. But this is no joke. Take a closer look at it. It's fine workmanship, that much is plain. Where does it come from? Where does it come from? Is it one of Arsenal's? I have to say, it must be. No one else is working on prosthetic technology this advanced. At least not in this country, but access to the experimental branches of augmentations is highly restricted. I don't have it. But can you snoop around at all? Find anything out on the sly? Bluntly, no. The boss is very cautious, even paranoid about espionage. If I got caught wandering around the wrong sector, I'd like as not get sacked on the spot. Let's inquire about how Molly came across the arm. How do you suppose Molly O'Malley came to possess it? Can't really speak to that, though my employer doesn't scruple to work with the common folk when it comes to field testing, though he might reconsider that approach seeing as how this one that just fell into your hands. How did you come by it anyways? Tell him you found it down sewer, tell him you found it in the course of a contract. Let's just say course of a contract. In the course of a contract. Don't worry about the former owner, he doesn't need it anymore. So who did you murder, and did they have any vengeful relatives or acquaintances? No one of consequence, and it wasn't murder, it was as much a mercy as putting down a rabid dog. Anyway, you know what my job entails. One thing to know about the hunting trade, another to partake in it. Alright, I'll have to ask around elsewhere. Molly's mech. Damn, I truly need to get to the bottom of this. I'm here for a contract? I'm looking for Bixby. It's about a contract. He was here this morning. Should be back anytime. What do you need Bixby for? Another monster bounty? Let's tell him the tale. Aye, but the last job was a bloody mess. Captured my quarry down sewer in the plum house. The leg hole trap made it easy though. But the bloke had been subject to an awful procedure and he mutated into something so sickening I'm afraid I can't describe it. Any idea what was behind it? Not a new kind of infection, I hope. Yeah, my guess is as good as yours. Can't say for sure, but I shudder to think what could happen if the affliction were catching. Whatever it was, the fellow's better off dead. What horrors! I prefer to stick with machines. They're at least somewhat more predictable. Amen to that. For me, it was just a day's work, nothing more. In the moment, I simply did my job. Only afterwards do you have the space to feel fear. I'll go with the second one. That's more interesting. Indeed, speaking of work, I've been enjoying my time at Arsenal Engines thus far. My boss bears great ambitions for manufacturing even more advanced kinds of finished mechanisms and mechanical parts. Okay, when we are still weary or worse, but I'm not going to go down that route. I'd be eager to have a close look at your company's inner workings, or I want more information on Arsenal like I want to lose my other leg. No, I'd be eager to have a closer look. Come find me down at the wharf and I'll introduce you to my new employer. There's something special I've been working on as well. What do you think about that, Otto? Fancy an upgrade? Currently functioning at 100% efficiency optimal. Haha, not what one would call brilliant conversation. Speech isn't among his primary functions. Not yet, but it's been years since I designed a speech processor, and I've never had time to improve it. Not yet. I'm not surprised to hear that. Swapping out punch cards for every new set of instructions is a nightmare, but this product we've been developing does wonders in that regard. Sounds like it would be worth the trip. Can't say for sure that I'll have the time. I never know when another writ could arrive. How can I say no when you're that excited? How can I say no? Excellent. Then I'll see you at the wharf. Task started, Otto's upgrade. And I assume Yes, there he is. Bixby Browncoat. There you are, Mr. Redgrave. And Dante, you look well. Good to see you, Mr. Browncoat, but as it happens, I was on my way out. I'll catch up to you gentlemen later. Take care now, Dante. A busy man keeps his head above water. Now then, Mr. Redgrave, I trust my little assignment went smoothly. I'll tell him the whole story. The monster in the pump house was more monstrous than most. He was some kind of shapeshifter, but no werewolf. Not a wolfman, you say? I don't believe there's a name for what he was. The fellow was in human form when he stumbled into my trap, and we had a wee chat. You're not saying you conversed with a living monster. He was in a weakened state when Mr. Teddy began to interface with the man you both refer to as a monster. I drew him out of the shadows where he was hiding, and put himself at mortal risk besides. I was not afraid, Mr. Teddy, but in the end I had to put him down anyways. Here, take a look at this plate. Otto produced the image. Hideous. I've never seen anything like it, and for that I am grateful. Sweat beading his brow, he looks more ill at ease than I've ever seen him. A gory job that, but well done. Here's for your efforts. Ooh, £8, that's very nice. Task complete. Hunter's writ removed from inventory. Much obliged, Bixby. I'd offer you a bonus if I were the boss, but of course I'm only the broker. The thrill of the hunt is payment enough for me, but that and the tin, I mean. We must have a drink to celebrate the success before you rush off to the next. First shouts on me. Shout? Okay. First round of drink. Okay. Sure. That should raise our hope, at least somewhat, right? Let's see. All women become like their mothers. That's their tragedy. No man does, and that is his. That was wild again. Oh, Atticus Daly again. Okay, next chapter though. I think I might start that next chapter next time. I'm just gonna quickly get into the chapter. Having been roughly roused from drunken oblivion in Bagger's Lane, a masked stranger compelled you to pay a visit to the Red Lotus. There he revealed that your mother Matilda may still be alive. You've reached a new bottom, but perhaps this is the motivation you need to start climbing back up. Daylight streams through the window in your garret. You must have slept a long time, woken from the tremors of a terrible gin hangover. You remember that the masked stranger gave you an ultimatum last night. Recall a few childhood memories or take a deadly dose, so that he could collect the bounty on your head. You sailed back to the Sacred Heart Orphanage on an opium dream, but the images swim away from you now in the sleepy dawn. Today you must return to the orphanage and see if your mother's name is still on file. If it is, then you have a chance to save her from the mental institution where she is apparently being held. Yeah, the old crone is back. Plus 10 hope. Your hovel is dim lit even at daybreak. The morning light is pale, suffusing the room with a bluish haze. Okay, she's so poetic in the morning. Good thing I cut back on the gin for once. After all, the opium last night, getting clear-headed again will be hard enough. Alack, I've no time for more poetry. I'm a Minotaur. Yawn, it's rather peaceful. I'll just shut my eyes for a moment longer. Yeah, let's do that. Can't hurt, right? That's enough. I've had a late night, but I've got to get going. Plus 5 hope. What's this in my pocket? A bank draft for 40 shillings? Bank draft added to inventory. The stranger must have handed it over when he brought me home from the Red Lotus. Magician. This character has gained the humility trait and will now be able to select dialogue options that require this trait. You are strong, you have allies. And there's something else as well. The Magician Tarot card must be one of the stranger's mysterious gestures, for I'm not sure it has any tangible functions. Having it with me though, I do feel a newfound sense of humility. Any road, the bank draft might come in handy. But it's just a bit of paper. It's not liquid capital. I couldn't spend it down at the Palladium. But a more formal establishment would accept the bank draft. Clearly the stranger has something in mind that I haven't grasped. Speak of bits of paper, what was it I saw in that dream? Let's try to recall. Okay. 0 required. Watch us draw the -100 again. No, it's a 2. Okay, I'll take it. Let's see what it says. Heloise handed me a note in my mother's script on the off chance that it's still in the records at the Sacred Heart. I'd better find it. Okay, let's quickly take a look at the tarot cards. It's starting to get filled out. Again, I don't really know how long the game is, but you know, reconcile the past is the new quest we have. Let's take a look at the inventory. That's the bank draft. Oh, 40 shillings, 2 British pounds. For a second, I thought it was like 40 pounds. No, it's shillings. It's shillings. You know, that's kind of confusing for me. I'm from Austria, and before the euro was introduced here, before it was introduced at all, our currency was called shilling, and that was the big currency. The big currency was shilling, and the smaller one was called a groschen. So seeing shilling as the secondary, you know, smaller, currency is always just kind of throwing me for a loop for a little bit. Even though the euro was introduced when was it introduced? Was it introduced in 2002 or something, or was it earlier? I was young. I was young back then. I was born in 97, so I don't really have a lot of memories of shillings, but still, a lot of old people still compare euros to shillings. Whatever. I'm getting sidetracked, and my voice is starting to give out again. So I'm gonna have to call it here. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time where we explore this room. Goodbye.